Hi guys, Evan here. Um, just thought I'd do a bit of a live stream with my 9 subs. Somebody that's got a couple of thousand said I should do one of my own, so I will. I'll just rave on for a while and see what happens. It's close to 3 p.m. here in southeastern Australia, and this part of the country is very dry, and we might get a little storm coming through here shortly, which will probably give us a couple of mils or something. Nowhere near enough as to what's needed. Yeah, so looking at doing some more videos. I mean, I'm probably not highly motivated, but I'm looking at hopefully getting some land down the track, and I'll probably set up a bit of a camp and do some cooking and stuff on open fires. I'm not sure exactly. I noticed all the bushcraft guys mentioned bushcraft. I guess that's a tag that people search for. So I'm not sure what I'll do will be bushcraft, but certainly won't be, at least don't think building any shelters. We don't seem to have the straight trees in bushland or woodland over here. Maybe someone can correct me, but the only time you get really straight trees is if it's a pine plantation, for logging or something like that. But yeah, that's a fair way off. I actually did a live stream a couple of days ago, but I wasn't too happy about it. So I thought I'll just do another one. And if anyone happens to have a look at it at some time, well, that'd be good. But, pretty much know that I'm talking to myself pretty much. Well, I've thought about doing some maybe review videos on something. I mean, on anything, really. I really don't have a genre as such, like the bushcraft guys, which I watch. I think I follow up about 30 of them or something. So I was thinking about doing a video on basic maintenance and an oil change on a 4-stroke mower and on my car, separate videos. The one for the mower, I mean, it's my grandmother bought it in '89, and 30 years later it's still going. It does as much work now as what it did years ago, if not more, but still going. As long as you keep the air filter clean and change the oil, like, it's just a basic little mower. There's no there's no hour meter on it. I just look at the color of it, and it starts getting a black tinge in it, I just change it, rather than, if you never change the oil, I nearly guarantee it wouldn't have lasted this long. I've had good runs out of all my cars. There's only one that had an issue with the head, and that was really common on that model car. VL Commodore it was, 88 model, and it cracked the head. Apparently it used to get air bubbles in the head, apparently, because the radiator was lower than the head or something like that. Yet the same engine, it was a Nissan engine, the same engine in a Nissan Skyline at the time. Never had the problem, as far as I understand it. The radiator was higher than the engine, so all the air used to get up to the radiator, I guess, and it wouldn't get the cracks, the air bubbles in the head. But you know, the same thing with my car. It's 22 years old, and I drive it by choice, not because I have to. It still goes all right. I still like driving it, you know. Same thing. I haven't had that since new, that's for sure. I bought it, long story, on a whim about 5-6 years ago or something. A mate of mine bought a wagon for his work, you know, just a cheap one, and we took it for a drive, and I thought, this is great. I just had a manual 4-wheel drive at the time, so the dealer said, oh, we've actually got a couple trading in an EL Falcon. And I just said, oh yeah, that'll do. So we took it for a drive, and I just said, yeah, I'll take it. And I've still got it, you know. So it's yeah, it had always been serviced by dealers. And for those of you, I mean, they're worth nothing. You can't give them away now. Especially mine's got a little bit of rust coming out in both sills, so that makes it even worse, even less. But I got something from the wreckers for it a couple of weeks ago, and the guy said he'd give me $100 for it, and I thought that's pretty good because you can't give them away online. So I know. So whenever I upgrade, to whatever that may be, I'll either trade it in for next to nothing, or I'll take it to the wreckers for $100. But for those of you who aren't in Australia, it's a 1997 Australian-made Ford Falcon Futura, 4-door with a boot, rear-wheel drive, 4-speed electronic auto, and a straight 6 4-litre EFI engine. And yeah, it still runs all right. I haven't had any trouble with it. Even to get a roadworthy certificate when I bought it, it needed nothing, which was very unusual, you know. But anyway, cheers. But yeah, I watch a bit of bushcraft, you know, the big guys, Joe Robinette, CA Outdoors. I think they're the two biggest. Carlisle 195, Kent Survival, Swamp Valley. I mean, they're just a few. But I like the cooking, so the cooking, the fire and the cooking always gets me. You know, Carlisle 195, he always does his spit roasts and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's quite good. I should touch on Joe Robinette with his the loss of his dog Scout recently. You know, I feel for him. It would be pretty tough losing your dog. I mean, I lost my curly retriever on the 18th of August 2016, and it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, to have him put down. You know, even though I was still, you sort of never, what's the saying? You never get over it, you just learn to deal with it, you know. And it just so happens 3 weeks after we had him put down, I saw the dog I've got now. We think he's mostly a Labrador with a little bit of curly in him or something. But he's, I only got him 3 weeks after we put Curly down. I wasn't intending to get another dog, but these guys came up, and as soon as I went to see them, I just thought, oh, he's coming with us. Wherever he is. He's under the table at the moment, under here, because there's a little bit of thunder around with this little storm that's spitting at the moment. And he hates thunder. He just gets under the table. Yep, he's under there. Come on, you want to come and say hello? If he comes out, I'll get him up here and you can have a look at him. But Joe Robin, and he'll probably get another dog, I assume. Not sure. I'm not sure if he'll get another German Shepherd or just take whatever comes, you know. I've just been out buying some plants today. We had probably a month or so ago now, at least 6 weeks or more. We had a day, which I can't remember it ever being that hot. It was 46 degrees Celsius, and lost probably half a dozen plants out the back. They just died. You know, it wasn't through lack of water because I give them my water, but I think the heat just was too much for them. So I had to replace some. You know, I've got some trees growing, you know, block the neighbours out hopefully one of these days. Yeah, it looks like we've had about 5 spots of rain, and that'll be it. Just having a look on the radar. It's bloody tease, it really is, you know, because it's very dry this part of the world. Hey, Bob. Yeah, he's still under there. Good dog. Yeah, my goal for this video would probably get 1 viewer or a message, but you know, I'm not holding my breath. I'm just doing it for a bit of fun, just hanging out, you know. Now the sun's coming out. I'm going to have to shut the blinds a bit. Hey, Bob. What are you doing under there? Hey? There's no more thunder. It's gone. Hey? He's a happy boy. We just went out in the car not long ago, and geez, he gets excited when you say, "Do you want to go for a ride in the car?" No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I'm teasing you. Got to remember, I've got the record going. Got to remember not to pick my nose or something. Hey, Bob. sort of run out of things to say. Something will probably come up. The channel's going very well. I'm up to 74 views. Oh, well, you got to start somewhere. Like I said, I probably should put more work in than what I do. I think I'm a big believer in the success of the likes of Joe Robinette. I mean, he said he's been doing it for 10 years, but there's always something coming out every week or two, you know. And I think persistence pays off. Pardon me. The stream went for, like I said, I did one a few days ago and I wasn't happy, but it went for an hour and a half. I don't know what the hell I was talking about for an hour and a half, but we're only 23 minutes in and I've hit a wall. Something will come back. Can't even stretch my legs out because of the dog underneath. Hey, bub. Yeah, come on. You want to come and say hello? Come on. Up you come. Want to say hello? He's just migrated onto his bed. Come on. You want to come up? No, not interested at the moment. I use I've just been using, yeah, come on. No, back underneath. I've just been using my Samsung phone. I do have a Canon camera. It's not a DSLR or anything, but you know, it takes pretty good still shots. I can't remember the format it saves them in. It might be JPEG or something like that, but for some reason when you do video, it's some weird format that it saves it in, and when you plug it into the computer, this ad comes up for this program. Apparently it might have been from Canon, I can't remember, but it's just bloody ridiculous, you know. I didn't know about that when I bought it, but I've had it for, you know, it's probably 6 or 7 years old or something. So yeah, I don't think I'll be doing video with that, because you'd have to transfer every single clip into something that's workable in. I just use Windows Movie Maker. I don't know of there probably is better stuff out there, you know. Be curious to know other ones. You know, I've got a Windows computer, not Mac or whatever it is. But the camera doesn't do, the phone doesn't do too bad a job. The quality's pretty good. Just there's a lot of shaking, you know. So I've got a little small tripod, which I've got a small little tripod here, and there's the holder there which you can put your phone in, you know, just like so. Just got to release it a bit, hang on. And I've got it around the wrong way, of course. There we go. There it is there. So hopefully by using that, it'll get rid of a lot of the shaking. And I've got a big tripod as well, which I've had for a long time. So I can just put this phone holder on the big tripod, and hopefully I'll be able to get some video. I mean, a lot of guys out there just use phones. Oh, here he is. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Up you come. Come on. Up. Come around here. Come around here. Put your head up. Oh, you love to give Dad a kiss. All right. Here he is. All right. There you go. You say hello. Yeah, I know you want to go. I just want you to see. Look, there he is. All right. You've had enough. Anyway, that's Boy. I mean, if I really got into this YouTube caper, I'd probably buy a better camera. Like these guys use DSLRs, you know, and they got a little screen on them. They can turn around so they can you can actually see what they're filming or what not they're filming. They can adjust it pretty easily. And they've also got a mic on the top, I noticed, and it probably takes away, it's got a little fluffy thing on it. And I'm guessing the guys who use phones have trouble, including myself, has trouble with wind because they're just not made for good filming. And by using, even on my Canon camera, there's no port for an external mic, But then, it's not prime time TV. It's YouTube. So, this might seem stupid, me doing this, but I mean, I've watched one guy. He was prolific at one stage doing his live streams, and I used to watch it. Just there was a lot of silence, but I'd just sit here doing stuff, and when he started talking or something, you would just see what was going on. Now my leg tastes good. He's back underneath licking my leg. I wouldn't even know if anyone's watching this or not. How do you know? Well, hopefully someone will send a message. But like I say, I'm not holding my breath. I mean, it's not what you call riveting TV, is it? Another thing for me, you got to get used to, talking to yourself, basically making videos and being a bit camera shy too. But you get used to it. I mean, I was in a band years ago, and I can still remember the first time I played on stage. I was absolutely crapping myself, But you get used to it after a while. You get used to it. Humans are very adaptable. What are you doing, pup? Someone unsubbed me as well, I noticed, but I've heard other guys talk about that. I mean, people are always going to come and go. But when you've only got 9, I mean, look, like I say, I'm sure if I pumped a video out every week, I'm sure I'd have more subs. But that's just the way it is. I'm just sort of cruising along, and if somebody's interested in having a look at what I do, I appreciate it. Now, another guy I watch too is Simon, a Bloke in the Woods Escape Adventures. He's done a A couple of pretty good shows recently. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know how you know if anyone's watching or not. I'm pretty sure no one's watching, but maybe it stays hidden until you actually have a viewer. Get off the mouse cord, Jesus! He's sitting on the cord and I can't move the damn thing. Right? Okay, well, it says no views, so that's all right. I wouldn't be doing much else anyway, so. Excuse me, I'll be back in a tick. Hey, Bob. Hmm. I'm just watching another view. I think that's what you can see. You should be able to see my little watermark. That's a picture of Boyd. My mother bought him one of those bones to chew on, which, he just ate the damn thing in about 5 minutes. Destroyed it. What I'm watching on this other view is, like I say, what you're watching. And this webcam isn't much good. It's probably at least 10 years old, I'd say. It actually looks a bit better than it did with my trial run the other day. I mean, it's in 16:9 format, not the old 4:3, so Hmm. Still here. Now I think I can see there's a little where am I? There's a little thingy up there which shows if anyone's watching, and the number that's there is like I said, I'm just hanging out, so if somebody happens to drop by, that'd be good. All right, I think I'll end it here. I've run out of things to say, but thanks for watching. Anybody who does, appreciate it. And I'll do another one soon. Until then, bye for now. See ya.